Shout out to Mr. Hush Dude for letting me get on his account and rock out Sweet Business yesterday. Again, guys, as usual, in the comments below will be pins on how he got this weapon, what he did to unlock the catalyst, and he got this pretty fast, so I would assume whatever he did was probably one of the better methods in order to unlock the catalyst. It will be a pinned comment below, so feel free to check that out. Also, guys, if you can let me know in the comments below if this video is buffering for you today, if it's sitting there and constantly pausing on you. The last video I did yesterday, which was the Sunshot review, I was getting told that there was a lot of people that had the video just constantly buffering for them. I did contact YouTube support this morning. I was in the chat with them, and they're actually sending it over to the technical department to get it worked out, hopefully by this morning. I do apologize for that, and hopefully today's video is not subjected to those same issues. Now let's talk about Sweet Business, man. So as you know, the catalyst, guys, applies serious business when this weapon is fully spun up. The flinch from incoming damage is greatly reduced, because there's nothing like good old flinch when you're fully amped up that just ruins the gunfight for you. Honestly, that F word is the most hated damn word in this game for me right now. I hate flinch. And I might get a little carried away in today's video, but understand this, guys. For me, at least, as somebody that's played a lot of first-person shooters, bloom is one thing, flinch is one thing. To have a game that consists of both flinch and bloom, what the fuck? We had some level of flinch in D1, but it was very, very little. There was definitely bloom, no doubt about that. Here in D2, however, we have both bloom and flinch. And probably more flinch than even bloom. I mean, a shit ton of flinch. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning this, guys, is I'm just not a fan of flinch to begin with. So to make a catalyst that's just to combat flinch in this game tells me that Bungie themselves are acknowledging the fact that flinch is an issue. Now, with that being said, is Sweet Business benefiting from this reduced flinch? I would say yes, because the flinch was noticeable to me. I mean, it's always noticeable on everything, but it was extremely noticeable when fully amped. You know, when you're fully amped with a Gatling gun, getting flinched out should be the last thing that occurs, but it would happen at times because I have loaded out Sweet Business in PvP to have that happen. Now, some things that you may have forgotten about Sweet Business. Intrinsically, guys, it comes with a perk called Payday, which means a larger magazine and increased accuracy when firing from the hip. I'll talk a little bit about that hip fire as well, because I paired it with Lion Rampant for a time yesterday, as well as the trait Business Time, guys, which holding down the trigger boosts this weapon's range and rates of fire, and it automatically loads ammo pickups into the magazine. Now, another thing about the weapon, it does come with high caliber rounds, which is also very nice. So I paired this yesterday with two different exotics, Lunafaction boots, which is something I talked about the day before with Sunshot, and I also paired this with Lion Rampant on the Titan class. Now, Lion Rampant is something I use with Skyburn's Oath, and it worked fabulously. It allowed me to continuously keep my momentum while shooting. The same thing applies here with Sweet Business. The issue, though, is that despite the improved accuracy when firing from the hip, I still found it difficult to stay on target. It was nice, though, when coming out of my strafe to immediately be amped up and firing at its full rate of fire. So normally I would get above an enemy to be dropping down on them, but I already will be hip firing to then be aiming down sights as my feet touch the ground. This is a strategy that I don't think is going to be used that much here on console, but man, if I was on PC, boys, I think this could be really nasty with Lion Rampant. Now let's talk Lunafaction boots. Now, this is essentially what I did with Lunafaction and threw so many players off that I was going against. I would drop Rift down. Normally, it'd be like on the edge of a doorway to where they couldn't quite see the Rift, and I would just dip in and out of it, guys, just to get my ammo back. Now, even good players make mistakes when going against Sweet Business. Me, I personally will watch a player just sit there and shoot their Sweet Business and be counting the bullets as they're shooting, and then I'll start challenging them thinking they're on the tail end of their magazine. Normally, they are, but if you're using something like Lunafaction boots or maybe even a Rally Barricade, but a Rally Barricade's a little more noticeable. Rifts, on the other hand, not so much, and you can find yourself misjudging Sweet Business when going up against it. Now, the weapon on its own 2 feet, just comparing it in terms of TTK, fully amped. I mean, its max rate of fire, you're looking at a 0.93 second TTK. But even its body shot TTK fully amped is at 1.07 seconds, so it's really good across the board. But his initial rate of fire is the thing that's gonna really get you stuck in the mud. And that's my biggest complaint about the gun. I know that this weapon is purely designed more or less for PvE, but I really wish the catalyst allowed Sweet Business to amp up quicker. To me, that would have been more beneficial overall, because reduced flinch is not necessarily something that's going to be utilized in PvE all that much. I mean, it's nice, but it's not needed. And the catalyst itself is obviously a perk to try to make the weapon more usable in PvP. So for me at least, guys, the catalyst should be either one or the other. Either it's supposed to be a catalyst that's going to aid us in PvP the most to the fullest potential that the gun has to offer, or it should be purely PvE. You know, maybe a huge magazine buff. Maybe triple tap, you know, something to consistently keep reloading the gun. I don't know. There's a lot of different things they could have done with this catalyst outside of flinch. And to me, flinch is just a half-ass approach to try to make this weapon more optimal in PvP when it's clearly not a PvP weapon right now. Well, fellas, that's my thoughts on it. For all my people that pledged to new Monarchy this week, I applaud you, man. You're a ballsy motherfucker. I gotta give you that. Outside of that, guys, thank you so much for coming and watching this video, and as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you right.